All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. All right, let's take a look at the markets. The title of this video is Will Rate Cuts Be Coming Around the Corner? Everybody's predicting that some people were predicting that we would get a rate cut at the end of July. I do not think that's going to happen. Now, there is a FOMC meeting pretty soon. I think that's in the beginning of August. Or actually, no, I think they may have one. May have one at the end of this month. I'm not sure, but it's soon. But I don't think the Fed is going to announce rate cuts then, or declare a rate cut. They may hint at a rate cut coming pretty soon, or they may set the date for September. And I think most likely we'll get a hint. Be very bullish if they say we're going to cut rates in September. That's going to be real good for growth stocks. Going to be real good for the crypto market. But I think 95, 100% sure we'll get a rate cut in September. I'm not sure how many basis points it's going to be, but any rate cut at this point will be very bullish for the market. And we may see an uptick in prices up until that point, and there could potentially be a sell-off when they announce rate cuts. It could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type thing, but I think rate cuts are one of those things where it's like you could do buy the rumor, sell the news if the news is not really impactful, but I think rate cuts is one of those things where it's the market, it can price in a rate cut far away, but I still think when the rate cut happens, it's still going to have some effect on the market. I think the market will push up. All right, so let's take a look at the markets. Share my screen. Give me just a sec. All right. So it looks like the S&P is up, the Dow is down, NASDAQ is up, Russell is down, crude oil is down, and gold is up. Yeah, overall the market looks pretty decent. If we take a look at some blue chip stocks, let's take a look at Tesla, see what Tesla did today. Tesla's up 12%. So over the week or last Friday, it closed at 223. Now it's at 232, so up 5%. It's definitely upticking. Like I said, I looked at Tesla's chart, and it looks like it's just about to break through that 373. I honestly think Tesla's on it's very discounted. 741 billion. I think it's over $1 trillion company, especially being the number one EV company in the world. And again, I'm actually looking to I was talking about it in another live stream, but I was talking about getting an electric vehicle pretty soon. Most likely I'm going to stick with Lexus because I just get a better deal when you turn in your previous lease and you get another one. So I was looking at the range that the Lexus, it's the RZ, gives me, and it's only like 180 to 200 miles. Now, it's good for me because I'm only going to be traveling, the furthest an hour out from where I'm at now in Florida. But I usually just keep it within the city. And so I'm not going to be traveling that far. So 200-mile range on a full charge for me is good. I don't really need long distance. If I go long distance, I'll just have to charge a lot. Or I could just get a rental, or I could just fly to wherever I'm going. Because usually if I'm going that far, it's because I'm flying somewhere. It's not because I don't really like taking a car. If it's more than like 3-4 hours, I rather take a plane. Unless I'm going to like Miami or something like that. Then I'll probably drive or I'll get a rental. But yeah, it's not that big. But I say all that to say Tesla's number one. Their car could go 300 miles on a single charge. And not a lot of EVs are competitive, but Tesla just has the overall package. And again, they're the first one to come out to do the EV thing. And I think they do have a monopoly, not a monopoly, but the charging stations as well. You see a lot of Tesla charging stations, even though they're coming out with other ones that are universal. They're just number one in this space. So I think they are $1 trillion company, and I think the company is expanding to other things, a robo taxi, all that other stuff. So I think they are undervalued for sure, and I think they belong in that $1 trillion bucket. All right, let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia. Oh wow, Nvidia's taking a little dip here. But again, I said it before, right? If we look at the chart, it just looks overextended. Not saying it can't shoot back up, because there's definitely a possibility with the earnings coming at the end of August. Or is it the 31st? I'm not sure. I think I think it's in August that we're gonna get earnings. So, but yeah, I think it's due for a little correction. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went on up to 150. But it definitely needs a new positive catalyst to take it to those heights. It's already at 2.7 trillion. But again, next 3 to 5 years, most likely close to a $10 trillion company, in my opinion. We'll probably see Nvidia at $400 to $500 in the next 3 to 5 years. That's just my opinion. All right, so let's take a look at crypto. BTC has been on a tear. It's at 67. I think it passed 70,000. You got to remember too, we just had the Bitcoin conference. Trump was there. Again, I'm not for either side, but I'm just stating what's going on. Trump was there. He was saying, I don't think he said he'll hold BTC as a reserve, but he was saying whatever the U.S. government has as for in their BTC, for their BTC holdings, he's saying that we should keep that and reserve that and not spend that. So he didn't specifically say he was going to keep use BTC as the reserve currency for the U.S., but he just said things that people predicted he would say. Now, whether they're going to do this or not, there was actually a tweet on Twitter or X that somebody moved $2 billion worth, the government moved $2 billion worth of BTC on the Silk Road. And they're saying that it was from like the Democratic side because they were trying to combat, whatever. But who knows? Again, a lot of the politicians will say what they need to say to get elected. And again, crypto it's a very big community. People are very passionate about it, especially like the BTC maxis. They're really bullish on the space. So that's one way to get their vote, right? But again, if you're a crypto investor, it was very bullish. The whole conference in general, they were talking about how they're going to move the space forward, how they're building on top of BTC. You have projects like Stacks that are basically allowing you to trade BTC on very quickly, spend it, and just be able to transact with it. It was the initial purpose, initial intent for BTC. It slowly became just something you hold, and it became a good inflation hedge. But initially, it was to become money, so people can take it and spend it, and that's what projects like Stacks are doing to make that happen. And I think Stacks has a Nakamoto release at the end of August. They said they're done with the code because they had like a little delay in the Nakamoto. It was supposed to release in April or May. They pushed it back because there was some safety mechanism that they wanted to create before they did the release, just so they can be safe when they do release the Nakamoto. And basically the Nakamoto Stacks release is just making block times faster on the Stack blockchain, because right now it follows the BTC blockchain. So making transactions, the finality quicker. And then also they're going to introduce this thing called SBTC, which is just a synthetic version of BTC. You're going to be able to trade that on the Stacks blockchain. So that's very bullish for the space. You see BTC at 67 thousand. I think it did hit 70 for a little bit, and then it just came back down to 67. But again, remember, we're at 53. I was doing a live stream like 3 weeks ago. We were at 53 like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. So very bullish. One thing to note is that they approved a spot Ethereum ETFs. There's trading that's been done, but Ethereum hasn't moved. But this is kind of the same thing that happened to the spot BTC ETF. When it first got launched, you saw a big crash in the price of BTC, and we're seeing the same thing with Ethereum. It went to like 3,700. Now it went down close to like 29, back to 33. But rest assured, their institutions will be buying Ethereum. So I definitely think now that we have the spot Ethereum ETFs, that we could hit 10 to 12,000 Ethereum by the end of this bull run, in my opinion. But yeah, crypto market's looking good. Everything's looking good as far as the market prices. I think the catalysts are really good too. So yeah, I think the second half of this year is going to be very bullish. Going into 2025 is going to be very bullish. So make sure you position yourselves. Make sure you get your favorite assets before they take off. Because I think once they introduce these interest rates cuts, I think even before then, I think maybe in the next couple of weeks, you're going to start to see prices go up, and you're not going to be able to. You're going to be saying, "Oh man, I could have gotten to this like 2-3 weeks ago for a lot lower price." So you don't want to look back and be saying that. So make sure you acquire your favorite assets. You don't waste time. You load up, and you just be patient. But yeah. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram, Mr. Financial Nutrition. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok, Financial Nutrition. I post there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. During the week, I post at 6 p.m. On Sunday, I post at 11 to 12. And yeah, make sure you go follow me on those platforms. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.